Good morning. Good morning. Listen, we are back and we are very, very, very excited because now we get to see Natashah. She was celebrating a birthday over the weekend. She looks, honey, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, like she just enjoyed and was loved on and had such an amazing time. So, Natashah, tell the people that was thinking about you all weekend long. How was
First
that?
of all, First of all, thank you. Thank you to the Empowered Morning Show and just to our audience and all of the birthday wishes and all of the love that everyone sent me. And a nice shout out to Farika for the song that she sang for my birthday.
I missed the song.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. She did a great job.
She did a great job. She belongs like in a jazz club or a piano club.
She does. We need to go and put that bug in her ear and say, listen, you should be finding a place and saying, you need me to be in your facility so that I can draw people in so they can have a nice, intimate, relaxing evening listening to me. Yes.
I could have listened to her all night long just because her voice is just so soothing. So thank you for that. And yeah, I had, my last year in my 40s. I mean, I never thought I'd live to see this far into my life just because of the journey that I've been on with my mental health. I think for many of us who battle with mental health don't often really look at a future or see ourselves having a future because we're battling what's going on in the moment. So it was all great. My children sort of stole me away for the weekend and they spoiled me, and my girls were like, you've spoiled us, and now it's our time to spoil you. So that was just
isn't that the best feeling ever?
I know, it's not.
Yeah, because we all have grown kids.
Shout out to the grown kids.
Shout out to the grown kids.
Shout out to the grown kids, and the fact that even in being grown, they still take time out to honor their mom. I just think that's such a beautiful thing because, everybody isn't blessed. Like, sometimes we take for granted that that's what they should do, but not everybody does it. And so, you know what? It's a blessing to have the people in your life who love you and show you that they love you.
Yes,
so,
absolutely. They had just moved out and, wanting their own space, which was great. And they actually packed a bag and they actually spent an overnight for the weekend with me. And so for me, that was like the greatest thing ever. So,
isn't it? Yeah. That is so beautiful.
It was perfect.
And don't they come up with the most out of the box type of stuff? Like things that you wouldn't have even thought about doing.
I'm only cool at almost 50 years old because of my girls. Like between the music, where we eat, the things we do, it has nothing to do with me.
Right. Because I thought of it. It's because these girls have hit me to what needs to be popular, and that's why I'm there. Otherwise, I would not known anything about this.
I wouldn't have. We wouldn't have been walking around like this.
Okay, first of all, I just learned that this weekend, and my 2-year-old grandson knows how to say clock it. He doesn't know how to say nothing else, but he snaps his finger because his mother taught him about clock it.
So, clock it. And that's
but I didn't know anything about it.
That is too funny.
So I can only imagine. I don't have grandkids yet. So if your children upgrade you, them grandchildren probably gonna go up.
That's a supersonic upgrade because they are doing it from a perspective of, oh baby, listen, you thought they know? They don't know anything about that. Because
they don't have a clue.
These young babies can get on your cell phone. They can pull up their videos. They can tell you, listen, my 8-year-old grandson was here last year during the summer, right? And so my husband was taking him somewhere. So he was like, Granddaddy, can you take me, to this specific little restaurant? And so my husband was like, no, we don't have one of those. He said, oh, yes, it do, Granddaddy. I already GPSed it. It's 7 miles from here. Like,
so we don't even get to lie to the kids no more. We don't even get to
what time it is.
He cannot. He said, Granddaddy. He said, yeah, I do have one. It's 7 miles from here.
That is too funny.
What you not gonna do is think you gonna get over on these kids like we used to.
And tell me, y'all know back in the day they would tell us anything, and we
was just believe it. Yeah. And you remember they would spell letters out. They would spell words out and spell it out. And
my mama was the queen of spelling, baby. But you know what? I had enough sense, girl. I would sit still and I'd be like, wait a minute. Ooh, my mama.
Like they don't understand how much they helped our spelling because they would spell so many things out. ASS. You sit there like, wait a minute. They say that often. It's an A and an S.
My mama was kind of good because SHIT, and I'll be like, we can't say that.
Yes,
man.
But that's what's lovely about living and not existing. That you get to just live a life that God has called you to do without, I wonder, is he talking to me? Yeah, God's talking to me. Like, I don't have to do all this. Like, when I was a child, I was wondering, is that for me? I wonder, is that for me? Now we are too seasoned to know that it's not for you. If God brought it to you,
facts.
You know he's going to complete it.
Facts.
I don't have to keep. I wonder, is he the one for me? God will let you know how the show up keep coming, and he will let you know real quick. That ain't for you, because when you don't get peace that's past the understanding, that's how you know it's not for you. You don't have to go into
what they call it, the litmus test. That should be your litmus test.
Yes.
Yeah. If you don't have peace about a situation, boo, that's not for you. That's like Cinderella putting her foot in that shoe.
And it didn't fit.
And it didn't fit.
She kept trying to squeeze it in. She kept trying to force it in. Baby, if it has to be forced, if you have to do too much for it, if you don't have any peace about it, that's not for you. And we will look at a red flag all day long and try to say, girl, that ain't really red, it's light pink.
Or we start making excuses for the red flag. Yeah. They've been through so much. I mean, they just need me to help them come through the healing process.
So can I say that as you're talking about that, that's tying into why it is that we don't follow through on boundaries, right? We can't have a boundary and we can't hold the boundary because now we're starting to negotiate on the actual color of the flag rather than sticking to the boundary, like it's red or it's green.
It has the potential to be red, but right now it's not red. And so
we can
work with this and they're going to be better. We tend to think that it's a little early in the morning, so I can't go all the way where I want to go. But
go all the way.
Go all the way, Angela.
Trust me that what's down here, all the women have it. And so don't think that yours is so spectacular.
Yours is so unique.
Something amazing. You know what I'm saying? We think like stars are shooting out and it's such a spectacular thing. I'm not saying that you have confidence in you. Please do. But at the same time, don't overthink that just because you can cook great, just because you can do flips and somersaults and you can do 2 twists and 3, whatever. That makes a difference. You can start getting yourself together and realizing the fact that just because you go over and above for somebody does not mean that you're going to be the chosen one. It does not mean. You know how many people have been there and done that and got the t-shirt for, and they're just like, so what did you think you were going to do?
Yes. And then on top of that, then you want to have a nerve to say, he's just never been treated right. Like, like he ain't never been treated like I'ma treat him. Girl, let me tell you, the mama tried it. The godmama tried it. Them other women tried it. I know that you are God's favorite daughter. Now I'm just going to talk. Now, what makes you, you are God's favorite daughter. He didn't say you was his favorite. You're God's favorite daughter. So don't get it
twisted.
Don't get it twisted. With yourself.
That's with jobs. That's not just with men. That's with jobs.
Exactly.
Relationships.
That's in all the shit.
That hard for something that belongs to you. If it belongs to me, I shouldn't have to go out here and do the most.
Amen.
It should come with ease. It should give me peace. I should still be happy. It shouldn't be times where, because God is not an author of chaos. He doesn't bring in drama and trauma and foolishness. So we allow ourselves to go through those things because man has made us think that you got to hustle, you got to grind, you got to do all these things. But do you really?
Do you really have to do all that? Not when God gives you a blueprint. Like when you get the plans that God has for you, guess who he gives it to? You.
But what if we don't like the plan, Sparkle? What if I see your God's
that's
blueprint?
Why you out here. That's why I'm in some messes that I'm in, because I didn't like the plan. And because
I wanted to rebuild.
I wanted to rebuild. I wanted to do something. Yes. So I was saying, because it's something, I'm just going to be the guilty one that said, oh, I know this is God. No, that was not God. That is not God. And God,
you're God, like yourself.
Right. God, stop putting my name on stuff.
Not the big G. You know what?
Little G. I love it. I love it. So true.
The little G in you wants to take control all the time, but the reality is God doesn't give us the whole blueprint and lets us know what the finished product is going to look like. What he tells us is, I need you to go through door number 1. Once you get there, somebody's going to give you a flower, a key, another piece of the puzzle. Then you keep on going. And when you get to door number 2, you get to there, they're going to give you the next piece of it. But you got to be willing to continue to go down the path for Jeremiah 29:11, because the plans he has for you. He has plans.
Come on now. Come on now.
Continue to go to the doors in the direction that he tells you. There's always going to be goodness and mercy there, waiting on you and ready to follow you wherever you're going, because he set it up. Because the plans are for you to prosper and have a good end, right? So therefore, when you go with the little G, that's when you run up on chaos. That's when you run up where the train is on the track and he has stopped and you.
My heart, I have anxiety. I'm having anxiety. I'm having an anxiety attack. Look, God is not a part of anxiety attacks. Let me tell you, that is not. God does not come to your nervous system and unwag it. Because one thing God said, I have too many children out here that really want it. And because you're not at a place that you want it right now, I'm going to still cover you. I'm going to make sure you're good. But I'm not going to keep going down this path with you and wondering why all my nervous system is all jacked up. It's some things in our life that we really got to let it go. We can't keep replaying. You keep putting the play, and we're now in downloads. We don't in cassette players. We don't do them no more. We don't do CD play. Well, those don't exist no more. You download it, but you want to keep playing that same cassette player, that
same song
over and over and over and over and over and over, and you want a different result. Like, how can you keep playing that same that's outdated? It no longer exists.
That is the definition of insanity. We keep doing the same thing.
But how many times do we operate insanity? But then
almost every day. When we are operating in little G, which I'm going to steal that from Angela, when you are operating as little G, you are constantly in insanity because you're doing it. You're doing what you want, when you want, how you want. You're not waiting on God. And even if you're waiting on God and then God hands you something, you use the analogy about walking through the door and someone might hand you a rose or hand you a key. Some of us don't want a rose. Some of us want to go to door number 1 and we want the big house and we want the car and we want this perfect man and we want all these things. And we're like, that rose? You know,
I deserve this.
I deserve this, so I deserve more.
This.
Right. You know what I mean?
But all you did is go to the first door and you expected things to happen. But I'm going to back up to what we talked about last week when Natashah was talking about how God designed our brains to release the endorphins that we need to feel certain ways, right? You can produce your own dopamine. You can produce your own serotonin. You can produce your own feel good things, right? It's in your body. But what society has made us believe is that you have to go to outside places to get that. You got to drink alcohol. You got to take a hit of cocaine. You got to smoke on some marijuana. You got to do these things, you know, or you got to go and find this man and let him blow you back out.
Or be a caretaker or a people pleaser, whether it's for a man or for somebody else, right?
An impersonator. You know what I'm saying? The imposter syndrome. You've got to switch up and do all these things in order to get this feeling that God has already put inside of you. So if you learn to trust the God in you and learn to go and do what God says do, then all of these things are going to come naturally because it's already inside of you to release. But you got to realize that the tap in is you. You are the tap in.
You are the tap in. That's the alignment.
Yourself instead of tapping into outside sources, so that when it comes time to get a boundary set, you're going to know that it needs to be set because something about your body doesn't feel right. Something in your mind, it doesn't sit well with you. Come on, Natashah, and drop it for me.
No, I just want to add to, because I just did this in a group last night. Boundaries have two parts. It's not just about setting a boundary. It's also about following through on that boundary when somebody challenges the boundary.
Yes.
Right? And something I want to make clear about as we talk about boundaries and we get more into it. Boundaries are not rules. Boundaries is not a set of rules, and then when your person doesn't follow the rule, you now want to punish them.
Come on,
they're not children. They might be emotionally immature, but they're not children.
Again, Natashah, if boundaries are not what? Say it again.
Boundaries are not rules, ladies and gentlemen. Right?
Boundaries are not rules. I gotta write that down.
Well, it's not rules, and it's not designed for you to punish someone when they don't meet your rule, right? Boundaries are actually about you recognizing your worth, your value, and what you need to have peace, joy, and fulfillment in your own life. And there's a lot of people in this world that do not know what they need. If you ask them what they want, they can give you a laundry list of all the things, like Angela said, that's external of them that they desire. What you desire and what you need are two completely different things.
You may say that you want the bad boy, but what you need is somebody who's solid and dependable and gives you stability and makes your world, make sure that you are protected and safe and taken care of, because the little girl in you didn't have that. And so she's screaming to you like, leave him alone because he has traumatized me. Why do you keep going to him? I'm scared of him. The little girl inside of you is trying to tell you, run, Forrest, run. But you want to be like, he's fine, but he this, but I have such a good time with him. And the reality is your nervous system is all over the place because you don't know if he's going to hit you, he's going to steal your money, if he's going to have another woman in your face. You don't ever know because you're still going from what you think you want and not recognizing that what I need is to be still.
That.
What I need is somebody to make sure that.
No, say that word one more time. So, what I need is to be still.
So,
boundaries.
Primal needs, when we take all of this stuff and we tie it back to trauma, dysfunction, and chaos, your primal needs are your food, your shelter. You need to be nurtured, which 99.9% of us don't know what nurturing is.
Come on, break it real,
right? We need to feel love, and not just throwing around the word love, but we need to redefine through the Bible and through what God says love actually is, unconditional love. Right? We need to feel punishment. Without punishment. We need to feel emotionally and physically safe. And we need to feel emotionally and physically protected. A lot of us will say, yeah, I feel safe and protected on a physical level, but a lot of us are not a lot of us are not emotionally safe. A lot of us are not emotionally protected in our relationships with men and or with women and or in relationships in general. We leave ourselves wide open to be taken advantage of, to be abused by someone. And then if our trauma isn't healed or resolved, we stay in those relationships, like Angela's saying, and we start to make excuses.
Yeah.
We start to say, well, they had trauma too, and they're working on it, and they're going to get better, and that's great. And if they're working on it and they're going to get better, that's great. But like you said, if you're in a relationship of any kind and it brings chaos, confusion, and you're unsettled, right? That ain't for you. God does not bring confusion. He brings clarity. So if you are in a space with someone where you are having this sort of uncertainty, just step back a little bit. You don't have to walk away. You don't have to shut the door. You don't have to like take the key and lock the door and throw it away.
What happens when you walk away?
Say it again.
And see what happens when you walk away. Because majority of the time, you think, well, watch me. I ain't gonna talk to them for the next 30 days. I ain't calling them. I ain't gonna go check on my mama because I'm mad at my family. I'm just gonna walk away and see what happens.
Be prepared for that though, because what if they what if they fall?
That's what I'm saying. Majority of the time, they're gonna follow through. Like I'm gonna cut him off, or
be prepared for that, because you can't talk stuff and not stay with what you said. If I said, okay, I'm not fooling with you, then you got to be prepared when they don't fool with you. When they say, cool,
when they don't fool with you, that's the follow thing.
That's the follow through that. That's the follow through that I'm talking about. That most
you already know.
Let me get Esmerie's 2 comments real quick. She said, and we don't need outside sources. We can be high on life itself, and being grateful, we open our eyes. Dependency is not your friend. Get that in your mind. Dependency is not your friend. The second thing she said is say that ALove, because that lust and good food will leave you hurt and out of sort. But that man God sends you will have you redeemed and highly favored and blessed. Mentally stable and able. Come on now. That should be your mantra for 2026. I need to be mentally stable and able to do all things through Christ who strengthens me. We can walk away without worrying about it, because a lot of times you don't want to give somebody up, because even though you've been in an abusive situation, whether it was mental or physical abuse, you don't want the next person to get it, because you think, I don't want her to, I'm gonna hold on because I don't want to see the next person walk away with what I built, what I created, it's that little G that has you all over the place, because you think you have built a bear. You haven't built a bear, baby.
You have not.
You have not.
And why would you want to build a bear? Why would you like? And I have to say this because I see this all the time. People saying build a bear man. Why do I want to build a man? Like, why am I? Yes, I'm gonna uplift him, because when you get with me, you're gonna get an upgrade because I have favor. But if I have to build him, then what? Who am I? I'm not the architect to come in.
You're not Bob the builder.
I'm not Bob the builder.
But Natasha, what is the need for that?
Yes,
the need for that, Natasha.
I have to say, if you sitting around building a bear, then it's something within you that is willing to give yourself up, give who you are up in order people pleasing. Like, I'm more pleased with building you than to build me, because why would I put all that effort in building you when I have to become her? Like, I have a responsibility
to answer Angela's question. It's easier that way. So yes, why am I building a bear or building a man? A, it's a distraction. B, I don't have to look at myself and look at the stuff that I need to work on, that I'm responsible for. And we are living in a world where we spend more of our time being responsible for everybody else and their business and what's going on in their world, rather than being responsible for our own stuff. Right?
And it's a control.
Absolutely. Well, yeah. And so let me control your chaos, because somehow I believe that if I control your chaos, it's then somehow going to control the chaos that's going on inside of me.
But the reality is, you are the one that's being controlled, whether you realize it or not. And so let's just put it out there. You know how when things happen in the world, contrary to what people think, we are running around here listening to information that's being fed to us. And you don't really know what's behind the closed doors. You don't know what the hidden messages are. You just see whatever's presented to you. you're in a world. I looked at this show with what is the guy's name? Oh my God, it's called Paradise, and I cannot think of. I don't know
love
the
that
name,
show.
but I love Paradise. Oh,
On Hulu.
Sterling.
Yeah.
Sterling. What is his name? Sterling. Oh my God,
I
I
don't
can't
know his
think of his
name.
name. No, tell me, not Sterling. I'm sorry, but the show itself is about they have, because of the chaos and things that was created in the world, they had to abandon the world, and they created a whole underground world, simulated day, simulated night, all these things, it's a whole community underground. And the reality is, a lot of times we're presented with this picture that we think is reality, and there are things going along behind the scene that you're being distracted by. So you're over here looking at this and looking at that, and you think, oh, it's like being in the Matrix. You think that everything is popping up at you and doing different things, and you don't realize somebody else is controlling your reactions and your emotions and how you do things. Somebody else is pulling the strings. So you think that you're building the bear, but are you really? Sometimes the bear is allowing you to do the things that you do so that they can go out and do whatever they want to, because you're so focused and busy on building the bear. The bear is already built. The bear is a bear. The bear already has these things. He doesn't need you to create him to be a bear.
And you should be running. You should be running from the bear.
Run for it! Run, Forrest! Run!
You want to be Miss Build a Bear. You want to be in the Build a Bear community. Well, the bears already have a community, and guess what? They will let you continue to think that you're building them while they're out here living their life. I knew Miss Phyllis and Miss Patricia was going to get it. Sterling K. Brown. Sterling K. Brown. He is an excellent actor. As Marie says, but that's the problem. We're so busy trying to build a bear when we should allow God to lead us to the right.
Come on now.
So we can enhance growth, nurture, love, and build something stable together. Instead, we build someone else and sit in misery or confusion because we are out of alignment.
So S. Marie, when
you get the empowered morning win for the day. Look,
today.
Empowered morning win for the day. S. Marie, you got it.
So when she talked about enhancing our growth, nurture, and love, and this is what my program does for women, I am teaching you, and God will teach you on how to meet your own needs. God will teach you how to love. He will teach you how to put food on the table. He will teach you how to nurture yourself. He will teach you on how to, he'll guide you. He will meet your primal needs. So when he meets your primal needs, you get to walk out in the world authentically yourself. And you learn on how to be validated by God. So I don't need the world to validate me. I don't need your compliment. Would your compliment be nice? Sure. It's a great add-on in life. Thank you. Right?
Like, oh, you're beautiful. Okay. I just told myself God just told me that me and him just did that in the mirror before I got here. But thank you.
But
absolutely. And I'm not waiting on it.
The reality is, when you are able to meet your own needs through God, now you have options. You don't go for the first thing, because if I'm not hungry, then I don't have to wait for you to give me some slop to eat.
No.
If I'm not hungry, then I don't have to stop at the first little mom and pop that's not good, or that's going to be bad for my digestive system, or that's going to cause me some problems later on. If I'm good myself, and God has already fed and supplied my needs, then I'm not going to go drink a thing of milk when I know I'm lactose intolerant.
Just because you're thirsty.
But the things that you do, you realize, I know this is not good for me, but you accept it because you're thirsty, or you're hungry, or you just feel like, oh, they told me that at 45, I've got to have this house and this man. So shoot, who coming? Oh, I just grab him.
I'll take whatever I can get.
I gotta match up with what everybody else is.
I don't want your leftovers. Like, I'm not in the leftovers. I have been through too much hell. And God has delivered me. And now to still get what I've been getting all along. Like, I can go get you a man. I can go get me a man. You're a man and everybody. I'm not a match made. But is the match your match? That's the difference. Is that your match, or is it there for a placeholder? Why are you still obtaining a placeholder that is stopping what God has for you? Because when you get a placeholder, what does it do? It stops.
It holds you in place. It holds you in place and you can't move.
So
and
you can't move, and you can't grow, and you can't develop, and you cannot become her because you are in a placeholder. And it's a difference when you're a placeholder. God has you in a placeholder, because it's times that God will hold you still and have you sit in some things. Not go ahead.
No. I want what you're saying. I want our audience to hear. That's the difference between little G and big G.
Yeah.
Right? Big G will hold you in place for purpose, right? For you to be able to grow and move to the next step and to be able to level up. Little G puts themselves in a placeholder with that guy, that relationship, that whatever, and you ain't going nowhere, right? You're going nowhere fast. I think it's really, really important for us to often take an internal check of who's making decisions here, little G or big G? Because a lot of us, listen, I am the first to tell you that in my active addiction, I thought I was the queen of the South, and I thought that I just ruled the world and everything was about me and I was going to make everything happen, until my life came undone in every way possible, right? That was a wake-up call. I needed to have my life stripped of everything that I had built, that I thought that I had created, to realize that there is a God and something bigger than me. And while there's a lot of people out there that will say, I know that God is greater than me, we don't act like that. Our behavior does not align with what we claim to know about who Big G really is. So I just wanted to tap into that just a little bit, because little G is running wild, and we need to tame little G.
Little G is running amok all over the place. Hey, and you can't control little G. You think you can. You think, but little G will throw a temper tantrum on you and embarrass you any and everywhere, because you think that you got control over little G. You do not. Little G is going to do what he wants to do.
And you're right where little G wants you.
Exactly.
You're exactly where he wants you to be. For the longest, these last 5 years, I used to always do Thanksgiving dinner for my family. My family would come over. Well, in our younger life, that was fine. Then I noticed that they stopped showing up. But I'm still sitting in the same place of wanting them to show up. So when they didn't show up, I would cry, I'll be hurt, because I'm just trying to bring my family together. I want to be the one to change these generations. I'm just trying to bring everybody in. But what I did not register in my mind, they don't want to be here.
They don't want to be together the way you want them to be together.
But guess what you just
over
said?
Here trying to do everything that you can, and it's not even giving you any peace. So what you think, what you call, I'm doing it from my heart. This is a heart. This is my assignment. This is what I'm supposed to do. I let them keep on breaking. Then Thanksgiving, Alexa, I wish you would stop trying to do this, Mama. Will you please stop doing it? I stopped doing it and started creating my own Thanksgiving with just me, her, whoever she's dating, whatever, a little small. And the peace that passed all that understanding of me chasing people down and chasing them, even when they're family, I am not the chaser. If you don't want it, then okay. And I'm saying that to say, sometimes it's your own family that you're trying to give them something that they do not have the appetite for.
And here's the thing, they are demonstrating behaviors that are showing you that they don't want it, and here you are again, little G, trying to force it because somehow you think that that's what they want.
I'm saying God told me to do this. I'm saying that God told me, you could not tell me that I was not moving like this, because God has me here to break some curses. Oh, I'm the curse breaker. I'm this.
I was getting ready to say, you Captain Say the family. But what about this, though, that we fail to realize? In your mind, you said it was God, but it was the little G in you. But what if the real
it was missing?
Saying, I do need you to not try to bring all of your family together, but I need you to show them what it looks like when you and your daughter get together and build a family tradition.
Come on now.
That's
what I'm doing.
Yeah,
that is what I'm doing right now.
Talking about us.
You're not hyped for that because you don't get all of the accolades when it's just you and your little family because y'all are just enjoying it. See, you want people to come over and say, "Oh, the turkey was good, girl. You put your head in this cake, girl. We want all of that fanfare." And God is saying that to change generations, I don't need you to do all that.
I don't need you to do all that.
You know what I'm saying? But sometimes we feel like we got to control the narrative and be the one that's going to, show the family that this is how we're supposed to be loving and kind and good. And we're supposed to be doing this. And you want to spearhead the thing. And God is saying, you are a generational breaker, but not in the way that you think.
But it's not way. I was just going to say it's not genuine because from the way that's being described is there's an ulterior motive. I'm doing it for accolades. I'm doing it for a compliment. I'm doing it to be recognized. I'm doing it for, here comes the V word, validation, right? If you're doing it for any one of those things, you are not doing it for God. You're not doing it unto God. That should be another red flag.
But that's the blessing that you have to grow up and start really hearing from God. You have to be able to delete that picture that you have seen is called at the bottom of your phone. It has a trash can. So you got to take that picture that you have put in your life for so long and hit trash can. And then after you hit the trash can, you have to make sure you go somewhere, go to the next step and do a permanent delete.
Don't pull it out of the trash.
Don't pull it back out of the trash can.
The reality is we don't even realize that we have put things in the trash can that is still there. What we feel like is but it's just waiting to come out. It's waiting for you to come back to the trash can.
Sitting up on top.
You're thinking like, that picture, and I thought I had that. Did I delete? Well, I didn't realize I had deleted. Let me get it back. No, it's deleted for a purpose. But if you're really serious about deleting some negative things out of your life, then you will go and say, instead of waiting for them to delete it in 30 days or however long the process is.
Yes, I ain't even gonna wait on you.
Right now, because I'm not going back. That is my boundary. I will not go back. I am forward, and I'm releasing this out of my life totally, where I can't go back and find it if I wanted to because it's gone.
And that release is the action and the follow through I was talking about earlier, right? We could set a boundary and say, I don't want this thing, and I'm going to go put it in the trash, right? That's the first part of the boundary. But the second part of that is you actually saying, no, I really don't want this, and I'm going to take further steps to get rid of the trash. If the trash guy ain't coming tomorrow, I'm going to walk my happy butt down to the nearest, biggest dumpster and throw that away because I don't want that. A lot of people. And
I will turn it into ashes. Let me say, some stuff you got to go. You got to go to the next step for yourself. You got to see that burn up and turn into ashes. Have your own bonfire. You have to mail in marriage for the next article. Have your own bonfire and watch that bonfire do what it's called to do. Because little do we know, those ashes still turn into something good. Because when the ashes hit the ground, the soul that it builds.
It gives you beauty for ashes.
Every single time.
So that you can't get the beauty without the ashes.
Yes. And what I want to say one last time, I don't care. I have been trying to get this deleted out of my life for so many years. And I keep going back and I keep going back. Okay. I don't care how many times you have went back. Make it heal for real this time. When you get heal for real this time, this is the final stop. This is the final stop. I know I told you that I would never call you again. I know I have done that because you got to take control of those thoughts, because the thoughts is going to tell you, I ain't heard this before. How long is this going to last this time?
We're negotiating. I say we're negotiating with terrorists.
Yes.
We need to stop negotiating.
2027, are you going to try to come up with another family Thanksgiving? At some point, you got to put that boundary for yourself. You got to love yourself so much.
Amen.
That I love me so much. And this unconditional love to me is so much greater than me keep pouring out this love to somebody that don't even want it. So let me take this unconditional love, and it saves you money. It saves you time. It saves you energy. It saves your peace that's past all understanding. I don't have to get an understanding of why. Why does not matter to me anymore. But what does matter to me is my peace.
It's my peace. But when you stand on that, y'all somebody sent a video yesterday we were looking at, and the lady was talking about, when you set in your boundaries. And she said, like, when you go to a store, if a store says they're closing at 6 p.m., if you go to that door at 6:05, maybe the door is closed. They're locked. They're not opening back up. I don't care if the baby used all the Pampers. Sorry, go somewhere else who stays open longer. The reality is you already know, oh, girl, don't go over there because they close at 6. We're going to have to ride down here to this next door. Because they have made it clear that when it says 6, we are closed. We're done. We're not doing it. But some of us say, oh, we close at 6. Oh, they look like they're outside. Well, come on in, baby. I can stay up a little longer for you. I know I said 6, but girl, we can stay here to 8:30, girl, whatever. Because you play with your boundaries. You allow people, depending on who it is, to take your boundary and ball it up, shoot it through the hoop, and be like 3 points on you. You allow your boundaries to get twisted up because you don't.
And then you get mad when you're not getting what you want. But we teach people how to treat us.
You do.
People how to love yourself out loud. Let them see the new you. The new you doesn't do the same thing that the old you does. I don't care if it's bubbling up in your system to say, but I want to open the door. But I want to open the door. You have to practice self-control and enough self-awareness to say that if I open this door back up again, I'm only going to experience the very thing that I said I no longer wanted. And stand on it. Stand on business, 10 toes down, and say, if I put this boundary up and I lock this door and I say the shop is closed,
it's closed. And there's no. Not only is it closed, I don't know about you all, but I don't like to go to a restaurant 30 minutes before they're getting ready to get closed. Because if I go to that restaurant, because I want the fresh food, and if you go 30 minutes before they close, they have already whatever they have, because they have already cleaned the oven, they have already cleaned the grease, the change oil has already been activated, and they're not reheating it up. So just because I'm a run in here real quick 30 minutes before they close, well, you're going to get 30 minutes before they close. It's just like with your boundaries. If you go in there I caught it before it closed. Yeah. Did you really?
You're going to get whatever you're going to get.
And who wants scraps? And I got to pay you my good money for your scraps.
Down, baby. So whatever you're getting, it's not going to be with a cheerful attitude. They're going to be looking at trying to rush you up out of there. They're going to be looking like, girl, we got anything? Joe, we got.
You're going to get breadcrumbs.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, man. We ain't got no more of that.
What you mean y'all don't close into such and such? No, we're closed because in our hearts, in their minds, they're already closed.
They already have prepared for the close.
Need to remain. So don't be going knocking on them. Why knock on them when you already know that they close? Let me in though. You don't close to 6 o'clock. It's only 10 till, and you already have the door closed. And I do. like they try to tell you.
Know this. We are closed, honey, for sure. But you know what, Natasha, a lot of people, we laughing and talking about it and giving you some examples, but the reality is people struggle with boundaries.
Yes.
People struggle with ending things. Yeah. For whatever reason, we want to, just leave the door open just in case. We have a just in case mentality.
The reason why we're doing that is because we don't know our worth and we don't know our value. And as painful as that sounds, that's what it comes down to. If I worked in knowing my worth and know my value. And as Marie said something earlier, love yourself out loud. Stop trying to love everybody else. Yes, I understand that we are believers. Yes, I understand that we love God and God says love other people, but you cannot love other people when you do not know how to love yourself. And so if you A, don't set boundaries, or B, you set them and then you backslide and then you go against your own boundary, you are non-verbally telling someone that you don't respect yourself. And if you don't respect yourself, how could you even begin to expect other people to respect you? You know, we get so mad. That word is tossed around like, oh, you know, he didn't respect me. Did you look in the mirror to see if you respected yourself? Because if you had respected yourself,
somebody to blame.
Right?
And you know what? Y'all know we've been looking because we share a lot of videos. So in one of these groups, it was one that said people only respect you or love you or treat you as far as how they see you represent yourself.
Yes, I think I said that.
If you only represent yourself as a small time player, you can talk big all you want to, but I'm only going to go so far with you as to how I see you show up.
Yes.
If you don't
however I see
you, then therefore I'm going to be like, girl, yeah, she's just talking. She ain't doing nothing.
She ain't gonna do nothing.
Even though you want people to respect you, you want people to appreciate you, you want people to love you, but if you have no love for yourself, they're only going to go as far as what you do for you.
And you can't be mad about it.
Don't be mad about
it.
They still holding on to the picture because that picture that you have painted to them is what they value as. That's what they get. They know that all they have to do is come back and apologize and tell you, I'm sorry, and we can redo it.
And you're like, okay.
Yeah.
Steve said you can't see the mirror because you the frame. You know how they say you can't see the forest for the trees. You
yes.
Or
they take you on a trip, girl. What is the trip for? The trip is to trip you up, to trip you back into reminiscing, rest in peace, back to where you're supposed to be.
Exactly.
But
got you spinning around in circles.
Stop falling for the banana in the tailpipe. This is the season. This is the time where you've got to get you right. Water you.
Amen.
Spend some time with you to where peace is your new normal. And now that you get peace, you know when something comes to threaten it. That's just like you clean the house and everything is looking good, smelling good, and then a fly gets in. It's one of them loud, big bug flies. Won't they drive you crazy? Won't you like I want to sit down and keep with that fly to buzz by you and buzz by you?
I should have kept your door. You should have kept your door closed. If you had kept your door closed or your window closed, you wouldn't have gotten a big bug.
But no,
that bug, you're not going to sleep until I find that fly because I will not. I'm determined.
But the fly is buzzing. He's like, and then he'll go around you, and you swatting, and you trying to find something to kill it. And you gonna say, "Well, I'm gonna just lay down, and I'm gonna just try to go to sleep." And he fall.
No, ma'am.
And
Get
then
him out. Get him out.
He has interrupted your peaceful environment. Think of the same thing as anything else that disrupts your peace. You got to, once you clean the house and get it like you want to, and you are at peace, you know when something comes through that disrupts it. Cut it off cut it off.
Cut it off.
That discernment should be so high that you already know I can look at you and tell you're trouble.
Well, like Esmery said earlier, if you had just kept the door closed and left the door closed, the fly wouldn't have come in there.
But if you can paint the picture of this shop is closed, and guess who cannot come? You are not going to come back in here.
You are
follow through.
Natasha, before we leave, you have to tell them one last time. Boundaries is not what?
Boundaries are not rules, and they don't come with consequences and punishments. Boundaries are based on what you need, and you need to hold people accountable. How do we hold people accountable? Give them back responsibility.
Yes.
Right? We are all responsible for ourselves. So.
Yes. And they are an X for a reason because I have exited you out of my life. The X is real, and you are in ashes, baby. If you ask me, do you remember when we went to?
I don't.
I don't.
I do not recall.
don't recall.
I'm old. I can't remember.
And what I'm not going to do is undo it again. Pull the Band-Aid off, going back into memory lane with you. No.
Right.
No, those ashes are gone, and I am having those ashes build something new now that's worth my memory bank. Something is not worth your memory bank. Why do you still have it in your memory when you have been forgiven? You repented. It's the reason why God said when
why you're an ex.
It's the reason why.
It's a reason why. And people try to justify and say, well, God wants me to love. Jesus also says, shake the dust off your feet. That means don't go back. If you know that you're not received well in a place, it's okay to shake the dust off your feet and move forward. He didn't entertain it. He didn't keep going back saying, well, they didn't like me last time. Let me think of something else I'm going to say. Hey, they didn't like me last time. Let me go give me a haircut and then put on a new outfit. And, maybe they'll like me better then. Oh, they didn't like me last time. Well, maybe if I get a new car and show up, they'll be impressed and they'll come and they'll welcome me. He says, shake the dust off your feet.
Keep it moving.
And go on to somebody else who's going to receive you and accept you. Understand that. You don't have to hate somebody or mistreat them, but you do move on. Yes. You do establish your boundary, and then you move on to the next place
Love
that's
yourself,
going to be for you.
Love yourself enough to know that we've reached the end of the road and it's time to keep moving forward, right?
And you can go ahead and watch me walk. Watch me walk. Because it's so many things that they need to see your backside, not your front side. So because when I'm driving, I don't look past that rearview mirror. So what's behind me is behind me. I'm in drive. I'm going forward. And I even have my own little mirror that I can look right here that tells me if something is behind me that shouldn't be behind me. And what do? I get out of the way.
Come on and move out the way.
Or I stop my car so that I won't hit what's behind me. So some things that we need to stop the car, because what you see behind you is not what you want, and you don't want to get hit again by that same crash. So stop and pull into a new parking space. It's bigger and it's better for you. It fits just
and let it pass on by, baby. Sometimes, look, when the storm is coming, you say, you know what, let me get on here and move over because it's raining so hard. Let me pull over and wait for the storm to pass. Sometimes you got to understand that I'm not trying to be in here, because if I keep trying to outrun you, sometimes it may cause me to have a wreck or have an accident or break down or something. Because I'm trying to outrun the storm. Sometimes you just got to learn to, it's a storm. Let me go and let you get on back to business and let me sit here and be calm and not let you mess me up. Know yourself. Stephen said, I'm single because God hasn't brought my forever to me yet.
Facts. I'm right there with you.
I'm not
and I wait.
Look, I'm no longer mad at any job. I'm not mad at my family. I'm not mad at my ex. I'm not upset with anybody that let me go.
Don't have that kind of time and energy.
Was you gave me something that I wouldn't even give myself.
It's not worth the energy. It's not worth the energy and time to hold on to emotions and to be resentful and angry and frustrated. And why? The person that's gone, they're in the rearview mirror, like you said. Why do we keep looking backward? Why are we carrying all of that emotional pain with us? It's doing absolutely nothing. Yeah, it's adding stress. It's increasing anxiety. For some of us, it's increasing depression. Half of us don't even know how to function, because while one part of my brain tells me that he's no good for me or she's no good for me, emotionally, I'm still bringing them along with me. Right. You know what I imagine? You know the little cans on the back of a car when you get married and when you're driving off, you drag the cans with you? That's what we're doing with the emotional part of ourselves in these relationships. We're just dragging the emotions on. So you're saying, I'm done with you, but yet I'm walking with all of this emotional baggage. For what reason? right?
I'm not a police officer. I'm not doing the speed chase with you.
Well, and what people don't realize is that emotional baggage that you're carrying, it weighs you down. That's why you go against your boundaries.
Yep.
That's why you don't follow through. If I'm still hurting and feeling powerless and feeling rejected and feeling shame, whatever it is that you're feeling, what you're saying about, cut the cord, close the door, and move forward, a lot of people don't know how to move forward because that emotional weight is really crippling and paralyzing. That's causing them to stay right in front of the door. And now they're like hoping that the door they just closed is going to magically reopen and somehow that person's going to change and going to come into their life and sweep them away and whatever.
Whatever.
Just relax.
With the genie. I love when Angela do the genie. It's not. Because it's not. But it requires you to do the work. It requires you to get the healing. It requires you to delete the file. It requires you. Mm-hmm. You have more control. You have the control. You have the remote in your hand. You decide if I'm going to keep going back watching this same movie over and over again. Or I'm going to delete it from my file and permanently delete it so I can't replay it again. You got to get some things out so that it can't replay again. You learned the lesson that you needed to learn. Now take that lesson. It was not an L because you learned something. And it was a lesson to become who you have been called to become. That's why you have to come to become her on April the 25th. Because it is time to delete some files. But in order to delete those files, you got to face her. You got to face what you need to delete and look it dead in the mirror and tell it you no longer have access.
Mm-hmm.
No longer have access.
April the 25th. This is the last week we're going to play this early bird with you. If you don't want to invest in yourself and you don't want to get early access, and you want to pay a bigger charge because I'm waiting on God to tell me if I should come. If you still waiting to see if God has told you to come, then pay the bigger charge or get left behind. But what we're deciding to do on April the 25th is
we're going to be there. We will be there to become her.
Because you have to show up.
Whether it's two people or 200. Because the reality is when you make a commitment to you, you got to know what you deserve. You deserve to be healed for real. You deserve to be in spaces and in conversations that help you to grow and become a better version of you. And if you're tired of just sitting around every year making a resolution that never comes to pass, if you're tired of doing vision boards and never looking at them outside of the time that you pasted on the board and take your little cute picture.
Yes.
If you're tired of waiting on somebody instead of moving through life, enjoying life, whether somebody comes or not, you got to make some different choices. And you've got to understand that this life that we live, whether you live it 6 decades, 7 decades, or 10 decades, it's up to you how you live it.
How you live it.
It's up to you how you have joy or how you have peace. And for the majority of people, you can't do that alone. It's hard. You got to ask for help. You get with people who can help you to make that transition and make that change into the best version of you. Get empowered to make the decision. Stop waiting on somebody to tell you, oh, yeah, go left. Oh, yeah, go right. No, make a choice for yourself. Make an executive decision for you, because you deserve to be the best version of you. You deserve to be full of joy, full of peace, full of love. You deserve to know that you are enough as is. I don't need to do anything more, because somebody is going to love the hell out of me with who I am, how I am right now.
Yes, ma'am.
Gonna love the hell out of me. Yes. And like S. Marie said, love you out loud. And who cares? Like all she talks about is I love her. And I will keep talking, because if you don't get it, this is for me. So if you tired of listening to me saying I love
they can change the station.
They change the station. It's still good.
There's somebody who loves to hear it, and they get excited every time you say it. It may be somebody who says, oh my God, here she come again with that. And then there's another person who says, oh my God, every time she says it, it gets me energized and it helps me to get out here
Bring
and
it.
live my life on
Absolutely.
purpose. Know who you need to surround yourself with, those people who celebrate you, not the people who tolerate you and who you get on their nerves. That's what you need to make a decision that I'm no longer going to be forcing myself like Cinderella's sister to put my foot in a shoe that does not fit.
Yes.
If it no longer serves you, get rid of it.
Get rid of it.
Love it.
Well, guess what? It's time for us to go.
It's time to
we
go.
will see you on Winning Wednesday.
Yes.
So I believe God. Do you believe God? We believe God. We believe God. We believe God. We will see you on Winning Wednesday. Have a blessed one.
Bye, everyone.